Okay, good morning, guys. So basically, this demo is on robotic process automation. Okay, there are many tools in market, but I would cover UiPath and Blue Prism as part of this training. So my name is Venkat, and I have a certification in RPA tool UiPath. I have around 11 years experience in IT telecom domain, especially. In that 11 years, I have 3 years experience on RPA tools. Currently, I'm working as an architect in one of the IT companies. Okay. In case if you need my contact, I mentioned my Gmail ID here, venkat.rpa.ai@gmail.com. And my WhatsApp number also is specified here. You can contact me at any time in case if you have any doubts. Okay. So the first slide, basically people will, ask, what is robotic process automation? Okay. The robotic process automation is not a physical robot wherein like it behaves like human walking, talking. It's not like that. The robot, what we are going to discuss is about the software robot. Software robot is nothing but, say for example, a person is sitting in front of a computer. He logs into computer, he opens some files, he opens some portals, and then he will enter some data, he will do some activities. It could be some manual activities, and he may run some schedules to run some code. So all those activities being done by humans. Okay. If you see the first one, automation that interacts with a computer-centric process with a software user interface providing support. Okay. That also can be done with RPA tools nowadays. The second one is RPA aims to replace repetitive tasks performed by humans with a virtual workforce. Okay. Humans then make judgmental calls, handle exceptions, and provide oversight. That manual activities could be anything. Okay. You may take some document and you may take that data and enter into some portal. Or there are some applications or tools wherein you will go and right click and complete. Okay, so whatever, even if there are so many areas like BPO, banking, finance, IT, telecom domain, many areas. Okay, so if you're working in BPA, you know what manual activities you are doing. Okay, I think we can discuss at last, if any specific to domain. Okay, and the third one is RPA configures software that will automate the activities or tasks previously performed by human. Whichever tasks are being performed by human, and if you know what the human is doing, the step by step, the same thing you can implement in RPA, and RPA will do the same job what human is being done. And the next one is the robotic automation uses a computer, which is a robot. A robot is nothing but your computer itself is a robot. Okay? To run application software in the exact same way that a person works with that software. Okay, this is not, don't think that without doing any configurations it will do. There are some configurations or, some process developments you have to implement to mimic the human. Whatever human is doing, the same things you have to replicate in the process so that, it will do the same activity what human is doing. So this is the overall brief about an RPA. Okay, so from this slide, what you should understand is RPA is not a physical robot, it's a software robot. It can do whatever human is being done. Okay, not exactly what human is being done. There are specific limits to it. Human may drive the car. Okay, human will drive the car. Human will walk, but those things will not be done. Whatever human is sitting in front of system and doing, those things will be done by this RPA. Okay, you should understand that statement from these 4 points. Okay, so now, so there are many features with RPA. Okay, I just highlighted around 7 or 8 features here just to make you understand, why do we need to use RPA, and even the other slide also having some benefits. You can understand more about the RPA as well. So if you talk about the IT industry, whatever the code you write, okay, you have to deploy onto some place which is version control. Say for example, you have written a code, version 0.1, and someone has written the code in some other place. That guy has to integrate that code with the code, whatever the guy has done initially. And these two codes will be merged. So SVN is the version control system wherein all the codes will be deployed. In RPA also, whatever the process you are doing here, okay, and the other places like you are in Chennai or in Bangalore, you have done a process and deployed onto a version control system. You upload your process, and the other person, whoever is working from Chennai or Hyderabad or Mumbai, Pune, that guy can check out the process whatever you deploy, and that process can be enhanced or modified, and again he will check it to version control tool, okay, and then that process will be final process. So the version controlling mechanism is also there with the RPA tools. Most of the RPA tools it has. The tools whatever I am going to talk about is you are part of the group. Both the tools having this version control system. The second one is security. If you see around 2 years or 3 years back, no one is talked about this RPA tools because there are several reasons. RPA only suits for only manual tasks and it won't suit for anything else. For that, why should I pay that much license cost and all? No one has started using it. The other reason is the security. If as a bank, if I wanted to use an RPA, I don't know how it will perform. I don't know how it will manage my credentials. Okay, those kind of security is also there in RPA now. Large group deployment. If you want to deploy many processes onto many robots, many bots, that is also possible. Okay, and rule-based exception handling. If you see C language or PLSQL or Java or any other languages, you will have an exception handling. If a code fails, the alternative steps will be there. So those rule-based exception handling processes are also there in the RPA tools. And job scheduling, if you have a process and that process has to be executed daily at so and so time, that feature is also there. Okay. Release environments. Normally, if any process or any code written by developers, okay, that will be done in the development environment first. Once it is done in the development environment, okay, so that has to be tested. So the code or process has to be moved to development environment. And from there, it has to move to UAT, user acceptance test environment. And from there, it has to move to production environment. So those kind of release environments management is also there in the RPA tools. The next one is highly elastic scalability. The scalability features are also there. Okay, and work queues. Okay, so when a transaction comes, the transaction will come to a queue, and any bot can pick the transaction. And if one transaction is picked by one bot, and the same transaction cannot be picked by other bots, that features are also there. Okay, so this is just high-level features of RPA. There are many, but they are the high-level features. Okay, key market drivers. Okay, so why market is wanted to use this RPA? Why do we need to use this RPA? Okay, there are several reasons. I just gathered some reasons, around 6 reasons I kept here. Okay, cost pressure. If I wanted to implement a small process, okay, I need one infrastructure guy, I need one manager, I need one developer, tester, and multiple developers also, and again maintenance on top of it, and it will take a lot of time to write the code. So these are the major things, to say the cost will be more. Okay, cost pressure is the main factor for taking the RPA tools, for implementing any requirement. With this RPA, without writing any code, you can simply drag and drop and you can build your process within hours or days also. But when writing Java code or PLSQL code, it will take a lot of time. So in that way, you can decrease the cost. Okay? And the next one is customer expectations. Customer is coming with one requirement and simply they're asking, okay, I need a solution by tomorrow. I need a solution in 1 week. Okay? If you have to write a Java code or PLSQL or AngularJS or any code, that will take a lot of time, and risk is also there because you may write some wrong code. Wherein in RPA, that possibilities are very less. You can just drag it and drop it, the backend code will work. You don't need to worry about what is happening in the backend. The customers are expecting, the service with accuracy, without any exceptions, and within less time. So that is the customer expectations. The new technology. RPA is a new technology and easy to implement, okay, and it is very fast, in running the process, and have many features comparative with the old technologies. Compliance and regulations. So regulations are also following in RPA tools. Okay. And the next one is outsourcing market saturation. Outsourcing is nothing but if I got a project, I don't have resources. Okay, I'll outsource to some other company and they will do and give back to us the solution. So issues are there also. So that is almost saturated. So we ourselves should have a team to implement the solution. We don't have expertise, but RPA, simple drag and drop, even though the team members not having more technical skills, they can implement RPA. And the next one is growth. Growth is very important in terms of money. Okay, if you want to give any service to customers, and if you could give service within a 1 day or 2 days or 3 days, okay. I say, for example, if I take broadband connection, you're expecting from BSNL or Vodafone or Hathway or whatever, okay, or Airtel. If Airtel is giving same service within 3 days, and some other vendor is giving same service within 4 days or 5 days, and the features, everything is same, which one you will take? You will take obviously Airtel. Okay, to give service to customers in faster way, you have to use the latest technologies wherein you can implement your service faster. Okay, and benefits. What are the major benefits from RPA tools? The first major benefit is eliminate repetitive tasks. Eliminate repetitive work. Say, for example, 10 members team is there. They'll come to office 8 hours or 10 hours. They will do some job. Next day they will come to office. Data may be different, but the task is same. Same job they will do. For those kind of things, you can implement one process and you schedule that process. It will execute without having those 10 people. One robot. Or if you have many 100 team members are there and one bot is not able to do the work what those 10 people or 100 people are working. Okay, so you can have one more bot in place. The bot can execute the process and it will do the activity whatever human is doing. And the next one is cost reduction. If 100 people are there in the team, how much you have to say? For example, 10 lakhs you have to give. You have to give salary to them, 20 lakhs or 30 lakhs. With simple cost of tool cost, we can do all those activities. So in that way, you can reduce the cost. And better customer experience. So customer experience, how you will get it? Okay. Customer can get the work done very fast, and the way customer deals is very easy. Okay, that way you can get the better experience. And the next one is improved service delivery. Okay, if you want to deliver any service to the customer, you can deliver it faster. And if any complaint comes, you can fix that faster. Okay, and mistakes also very less compared to human. Say, for example, if I have given an Excel sheet to you, 100 rows are there, and I ask you to enter that data from Excel sheet to a portal. What people will do by mistake, sometimes they may take data from wrong columns also. Okay, mistakes will happen. Out of 100 rows, 10 rows mistakes. So 90% success, 10% failure. But in case of RPA, bot will not do that mistake. Whatever configuration you do, it will take exactly as is. Okay, it will not do anything mistakes. Okay, so the next one is enhanced ability to manage. The management is also very easy. Okay, increased efficiency. Efficiency means if I give 100 rows Excel sheet to a human, a person, he will take 1 hour or 1.5 hour or 2 hours. If I give same activity to bot, it will do in seconds or minutes also. Okay, efficiency is more there. Reduce implementation risks. If someone come and ask me to write a Java code, I will write it. And testers also will test it. It doesn't mean that developer will write 100% perfect code. It doesn't mean that the tester will do 100% testing. The risks will be there. But whereas the coding risks are very less in RPA tools because you don't write any code. You simply drag and drop. The code will form in the back end, so no issues there. And lower operational cost. Wherever operational things are happening, if you put a bot there, the cost will be less. Okay. And the next one is faster time to market. Because implementation is easy, it won't take much time, so you can deliver the service also to customers within less time. Okay. And improve accuracy. Accuracy is nothing but, say for example, 100 rows are there in the Excel sheet. Human will do approximately, on average, 20 to 30% mistakes. Okay. But bot will not do that. So in that way, you can improve the accuracy as well. Areas of RPA implementation. IT, software. You can implement RPA, finance, BPO, banking, people management, supply chain management. There are so many areas, but I mentioned only a couple of things here. Even in telecom domain also, we are using these RPA tools. And I just mentioned a couple of bullet points here just to make you understand, like, you know, in IT where you use. This is not the limited areas, but so many areas. I just kept, you know, one slide. Testing. Say for example, you have migrated data from Excel to a portal or database to portal or Excel to database or any migration. Migration is nothing but the movement of data from one area to other area. That area also you can use. Integrations. Integration of two applications in IT. That is also possible. Data consolidation. You have multiple tools for billing and you have to consolidate the data. That is also possible using this RPA tool. And the next one is finance. Okay. Finance area also, I kept a couple of things here. Claims processing, account audit requests, account closure and opening. So these are the areas in finance. And BPO also I mentioned. Dramatic cost reduction is the main advantage, and increased efficiency, accuracy, and quality. This is the main point in BPO. Improved compliance, security, and analytics. Okay, and banking also. I just kept a couple of things here. Okay, so this is the slide wherein it will talk about what all tools are there in the market for RPA, robotic process automation, and which tool is best. Okay, so you can see here the right side graph is the one I took from Google. Even you can search and get from Google Gartner report. This is around 8 months back report. Okay, so now it has been changing. In UiPath, so many artificial intelligence related things also came. So UiPath is a little bit better than this graph. If you see the left side, the list of tools in the market: UiPath, Blue Prism, Automation Anywhere. They're the major tools in the market. Okay. Most of the customers will use out of these three tools only: UiPath, Blue Prism, and Automation Anywhere. Okay. And the fourth one is very important one, which is WorkFusion. Normally, people will call this as WorkFusion Express. Okay. They'll call us WorkFusion, but this name is WorkFusion Express. This is open source tool, not licensed one. But it's not completely mature, but it's an open source tool. All the remaining tools other than WorkFusion, all paid tools only, licensed tools. Okay. Now, for practicing purpose, UiPath is very best one because you will get the community edition and enterprise community edition also you can get. Okay. You will get trial version for 3 months and you can extend also. But Blue Prism is not like that. Okay, it's very difficult to get the license for even for practice also. Okay, Automation Anywhere also not so easy. They will give for very less limited period. I mean the license free trial version they will give only for limited period. WorkFusion Anywhere you can get it free. Always you can download at any time and you can use any number of years. Okay, no limitations to it. The right side, if you see, okay, the OpenSpan also I need to talk about. This is also a good tool. Okay, Actually, OpenSpan company developed this RPA tool, but Pegasystems acquired that 1 year back, approximately 1 year back. Okay, so and the remaining tools are small tools, not matured in the market, but the first 4 tools are the major ones. In first 4 or 5 tools are major in the market. If you see the right side, okay, the top ones are tool names: UiPath, Automation Anywhere, Nice, Edgeware Systems, Blue Prism, like that. And the technology category is the left one. Okay, categories wise, which is the best rating, you can see here. Bot deployment, development, and core functions wise, you can see the rating 3.25 for UiPath, 3.70 for Automation Anywhere, like that. And on average, if you see any bot management, control room management, wherein you will control the bots and process, RPA analytics side, architecture wise, deployment and governance and security wise, the best rating is given for UiPath. That is 3.67 around 8 months back. Now, if you see, it is crossed almost 4. So UiPath is the best tool in the market because not only manual tasks. So these guys are also implementing some artificial intelligence and machine learning related things also in it. Okay, you know how it is going to be in the market. Okay, everything is going to use artificial intelligence going forward. Every area they started using artificial intelligence related tools, chatbots. If you see many banking areas, when you type and request something, the bot itself is giving response to you. Those bots are implemented using artificial intelligence and machine learning concepts. So those integrations are also coming into UiPath now. If you compare with other tools, UiPath is the best tool to learn. Okay? The reason why I'm saying is the last 1 year, they implemented so many features in UiPath. 1 year back, everyone is talking about Blue Prism Automation Anywhere, but everyone is talking about UiPath. Okay? That is the value of UiPath tool. Okay, so a simple graphical representation I kept here just to make you understand. Out of 100% work in converting the normal journey to digital operations. Okay, I just kept a couple of points here. Okay, so a step-by-step process to typical journey to digital operations here. Chatbots and artificial intelligence to utilize output produced by RPA tools. And the second point, missing a step would result in full benefits not achieved. Okay, so forget about the second point. The first point is very important here. Once RPA is executed, whatever the outcome is coming, okay, that outcome will be given to your artificial intelligence and chatbots. If you see 100% in the 100% work, 60% work will be on the robotic process automation tools. Okay, and the 15% is cognitive RPA. I can say cognitive RPA is nothing but UiPath and Automation Anywhere is good in that. On top of RPA, we are giving some knowledge to it, like using some artificial intelligence and machine learning related. 15% work. So 60% plus 15, 75% over, and the remaining 25% is with the chatbots and artificial intelligence work. Chatbots also 15% of access activities, and 10% of work is artificial intelligence. Okay, artificial intelligence is decision-making kind of thing, but wherein before you do data to artificial intelligence or chatbots, RPA work is there more. Huge work will be there in RPA area. Okay, 60% work. So you can consider RPA first. Once you are matured enough in RPA, then you go for chatbots or artificial intelligence related. Okay. I just kept one simple process here. Say, for example, your manager asked a developer, okay, to assign a role to user. Okay, how much big process is there in the first row you just see here. Okay, he will one person will be there. Okay, he will log into a system. Okay, and then he will search whether that user having a specific role or not, and then if not there, he will add it. Okay, and then he will send an email to manager. So it's all manual process. Before RPA comes, and with the existing scripted business process automation like Java code, PLSQL code, AngularJS, so web logic, all those things will be developed, and then they will do some process here. If you see here, one message will come to a queue, and then that message will be picked by your API, and then API will log in into your database and will check whether that role is assigned to user or not. All this process there. But in RPA, it's very simple. Bot, no human. Bot itself will log into your system. Bot will search whether the user has that specific role assigned or not. Okay, and then it will assign and send mail also to manage it automatically. It's automated process. No human intervention here. Okay, that is the difference. Now coming to the tool. Okay, so this is the high-level architecture of UiPath tool and its components. If you see the blue color ones, the UiPath Studio, UiPath Orchestrator, and UiPath Robot. 3 components are there mainly in the UiPath tool. Okay, the first one is UiPath Studio. This is the place where you will develop your processes. Okay. Once you develop drag and drop, or you will build one process. Okay, process done, you tested it, and then you have to deploy onto some place. That place is called the orchestrator. Okay, which is web-based URL. Okay, web portal. Once you deploy your process here, okay, in the orchestrator, you have to specify the process whatever I deployed in orchestrator, who has to execute. That is robot. You have to specify which robot. That many robots may be there in the environment. Okay, one robot you can specifically ask to execute so and so processes. Other robots specifically can run so and so process. So that segregation also you can see here. Robots also, there are mainly 2 types. One is attended robot, unattended robot. Unattended robot is basically to execute the processes. Attended robot will monitor the system. I mean the process executing or failing, all those things. Okay. So this is the high level, but major work will be there in UiPath Studio only. All development or creation of your process will be done in UiPath Studio. And orchestrator, you will just configure the bots, and then you will specify which bot to execute which process and when to execute, and job schedulings and all those things will be there in orchestrator, which is less work. But major work will be there here only, UiPath Studio. This is the high level architecture and its components. Next, Blue Prism. Blue Prism architecture and its components. If you see, this is the very toughest, architecture. Many components are there. Even in the studio, also 2 components are there. One is Object Studio and Process Studio. First, object will be developed and then deployed into the database. On top of it, process will be deployed, and then that has to be deployed into the database. And control room is basically the place where bots will sit and then take the process from the database and execute it. Once it is executed, the process will be, interacting with the other business applications using the business logic what you implemented in your process. Okay, so this will have mainly this is also having the studio and the control room. Control room is nothing but it will have the like orchestrator I said in UiPath, right? Similarly, here is control room, and the bot will be there in the control room. Okay, mainly 3 areas: studio, control room, and bots. Okay, so these are the screenshots of Blue Prism. Okay, you can see studio, how it will be, control room, how it will be, system, how it will be, those things. Okay. Now coming to my plan, for the training. Okay. Because I will be covering 2 tools, I just specified both the tools use cases and classes here. Okay. If you see the mainly UiPath, 25 classes. It may extend to 30 also sometimes, students will ask, specific POCs also sometimes, okay. It may increase also, but normally 25 classes, I can finish it out. First, couple of 1, 2 or 3 use cases, programming concepts, okay. How these programming concepts basically tells you or makes you expertise to use the tool, okay. It will give you some knowledge how to use the tool, okay, how to drag and drop. If I have a simple C language, how do I convert the C language to RPA tools without writing code? So those kind of use cases will be there for programming concepts. And the next one, desktop application automation. Okay, if you have a desktop, okay, if you want to do something in your system, okay, you have to open some WordPad, or you have to open some Notepad, do something, or PDF, do something. But for those also you have some recording options in UiPath. I will talk about one by one that use case also. Data migration and data entry. How do you enter the data? How do you take the data from Excel in? How do you enter into database? How do you enter into portal? How to take the data from Excel cell to a field in the portal? All those things will cover as part of this. So a couple of 2 or 3 use cases will be there on this also. And the next one is integration and data consolidation. Okay. Now I have 2 systems: order management, inventory management, or some other CRM applications, or the customer relationship management related things. If you want to see the data and integrate both the tools, okay, without having any Java code, without having any APIs, you can integrate that. We'll see those use cases also. And if you are doing any manual activities, how to automate those manual activities, 1 or 2 use cases will be there on that. And if you want to get the data from Amazon or Flipkart in Excel sheet format, say for example, I wanted to know when I'm looking for a specific mobile, a specific configuration. Okay, in Amazon that mobile came. I wanted to know that there should be an email automatically to my Gmail, or whatever Gmail you have. Okay, that kind of automation also you can do. So what it will do is tool will go to Amazon or Flipkart and will search for something, and then it will tell me an email saying that whatever the mobile you're looking for is there in the Amazon, go and book it. Okay, and if you tell something to it and it will go and book it also, you can configure one process. Okay, that is also possible. And email automation. Okay, so automatically email sending. Okay, for example, one person sent an email to you. Okay, if that email is having so and so text, based on the text, it will respond automatically without you go and type the mail. Okay, digitization. Some PDF documents are the same, for example, hospital. Okay, and they scanned all the health reports. Okay, and after 10 years or 15 years, the patient came again. You want to do analysis all those documents based on some criteria. So that is also possible. That is PDF automation. This is also part of digitization. Okay. The next one is process execution by robot. How to execute that? That also one use case. Robot configuration and deployment. How to deploy the process and how to configure the robot for that. That also one use case. Okay. Around 25 classes, approximately 25 to 30 use cases will be there on UiPath. This is the major in my training. Okay, UiPath tool is the major one. And the secondary tool is Blue Prism. I started telling about Blue Prism because when you go for interviews, they're asking questions, do you know any other tool? Okay, so that's going to be a fetching. Otherwise, sometimes interview is also not scheduling if you don't have the secondary tool knowledge. For that purpose, I just started giving, around 10 to 20 use cases on Blue Prism also. But the problem is Blue Prism, some around 30 to 40% you have to write the .NET code. Okay, so that's the reason I'm not suggesting Blue Prism tool, because most of the guys are coming for RPA because RPA tool is drag and drop. Okay, if Blue Prism is having tool, it's purely for technical people, not for the non-technical people. So I won't suggest Blue Prism, but I'll give some without coding what all activities you can do. Those I will explain in the Blue Prism also. Apart from this training on this UiPath and Blue Prism, the additional benefits I will be giving as part of my training are material. I will give complete material, daily class notes. Whatever I'm explaining, I'll write the notes also in the class itself in that 1 hour. Okay, I'll share that notes as well. Whatever the class I'm explaining, that class I will record. Now also that class is being recorded. That recording also I'll upload into Google and I'll share it to you share it so that you can log into YouTube using your Gmail credentials and you can watch the recordings at any time. Once I gave the access, it will be forever. You can watch at any time. You can watch on your mobile also. And I have an Excel sheet with 200 plus interview questions. That Excel sheet also I will share it with you. Okay. If you go to interview and if you find any different question, okay, you intimate to me. I will add that question and the answer also in that Excel sheet. And when you go for next interview, you'll be able to answer that. Okay, so that's how. The last one is support to get job. Okay, you went for interview. Okay, and they asked some questions. You can call me. I can explain you answers and how to face interview. Also, I'll give you a little bit training. You know how to talk in interview, how to answer the questions. If you don't know what is the answer to the question, in what manner you have to respond to the person whoever asked the question. But those kind of support also I'll give you. Until you get the job, you go in the interviews and get questions and ask me suggestions on how to answer. Once you go and join job also, I can support you whenever you need. That will be separate. Okay. So this is the high level overview as part of my demo. And if you have any questions, please proceed. Okay, that's it. Okay. Any questions? Okay, Ramu, Vikram, please proceed. Yeah.
No.
Vikram, yeah, if you have any
No,
doubts,
bro.
ask.
No, bro.
Okay, so what I will do, I'll just show you the UiPath tool also, and then we'll go for questions. Okay.
Okay.
So that would be easy. So because I just talked about the just PPT, you maybe if you don't have any IT experience, definitely you will get confused. Okay. So let me say, for example, one simple process I have here. Okay. So whatever the activities you are seeing here, the first activity is just to take the input from the user, and then it will display the output as a pop-up box, and then it will display the output in the output box here. Just drag and drop only, you don't need to write any code. Okay, so I just written some Excel sheet automation related things also here. You can see some drag and drop activities only. Okay, it will take the data from Excel sheet and do some activities also. So before I go to this process, what I will do is, this is the the studio. I talked about the architecture of UiPath, right? Here, okay. This is architecture. The first one is UiPath Studio. The second one is Orchestrator, and the next one is Robotizer. So the tool which you are seeing here is UiPath Studio, okay. So the first tab is Start tab, okay, and the second tab is Design. This is the place where you will develop your process. And the next tab is basically to execute your process, and the last tab is to set up your any extensions related, like Chrome or Firefox or any settings related. And if you want to even deploy the process, you can click on this publish button. But if you see here, the left side, the activities. In case if you want to see the activities, like human is doing some elements, some mouse clicks, clipboards, control, all those activities you can see. Okay, and if you want to any integration related things, like Excel sheet related, PDF related, database related, email related, all those activities you can see. Okay, so nothing to worry. I'll tell you how to drag and drop, for which activity you need to take for which purpose. All those things will be part of training. Okay, so this is the high level view of UiPath. Yeah, now please proceed if you have any questions. Okay, I'll stop the recording, and then we'll go with if you have any questions still. Okay.